Hey, what's going on, folks? It's Gun, and we're back again for an episode 2 review of GANGSTA. I want to preface a few things before we go any further. I don't know why I'm so late with these. Sorry, I've been tying up some kind of loose ends and other shit with my personal life. And I know I'm doing the fucking episode 2 review right before episode 3. But I'm working on it, so don't worry. Also, if you're looking for something more in the vein of my first video, after I do the episode 3 review for GANGSTA, I'm going to be doing a proper review for a series. I'm just finishing that one out, and I have a few more planned. And that's going to be more of the heavy editorial stuff that I did with the first video. So thank you guys for sticking with me. Hopefully you're enjoying these reviews, and I'm planning to do more, especially more summer-related series. But after just finishing up with the last season of anime, I want to make sure that I get reviews and other shit done for that as well. But besides that, GANGSTA episode fucking 2. Phenomenal. We get to see some tag-on-tag action as Nicholas fights Wooly from the Best Friends. And as he takes on the Zaibatsu, we get to see Warwick kind of explain tags as well as the proper introduction for Theo and Nina. We get to see Nina and Nicholas's relationship a little bit, and the introduction of the medication, which is going to become more prevalent as things go on, and a brief description of the ranking system as far as the Twilight's dog tags go, which ranks from S0 all the way down to D5, I think. I'm not sure if it goes lower than D, but the lower the number is, the stronger they are in terms of that category. Nicholas is an A0, I believe, and who we fought in the episode was around a B2, which is relatively high up there in terms of the ranking. So one thing I found kind of strange is I thought GANGSTA was going to go kind of chapter to chapter. A lot of the earlier chapters are pretty beefy in terms of content, even if they are 20 pagers, which some of them aren't. There's a lot there. And Chapter 2 explicitly goes into most of the backstory for Nicholas and Warwick. There's obviously stuff, even as a up-to-date manga reader, that we don't know. But their origin is covered a lot in Chapter 2. And then it's more fleshed out a little bit later in the series. But Chapter 2 kind of goes into Warwick's other job, along with obviously the backstory. And for episode 2 of GANGSTA, they didn't fuck with that at all. I'm assuming they're either going to save it for this week or the week after. In terms of the anime, I don't think they want to give away the origin all at once. And I think if they do it, they're either going to sprinkle it out like they do in the manga, or we're going to get an episode that's explicitly everything that happened. So the stuff from Chapter 2, including all of the Nicholas Warwick backstory stuff. But we'll see how that plays out. Anyway, besides that, really good episode. Warwick saying ciao was like the coolest fucking thing ever. It's really cool that he's been able to be... we get to see him put in some handiwork with a handgun, because a lot of the fights are more Nicholas-centric, but Warwick can throw down. And that's been shown in the manga, and I'm glad he's getting some highlights in terms of the anime as well, as he should as a main character. We get to see Alex kind of becoming a little bit more used to the way Sherlin works, and fucking the grotesque violence that's going to kind of take place. And that's definitely evident with Nina as well. You kind of see that even with this sense of purity, even like having a girl here, they're still where they're at. And you kind of get to see how they become more tolerant of it. But not entirely accepting, and I kind of like that aspect to it. The stuff with Theo was fucking great. It was badass when he plugged that dude with a syringe, and I was waiting for the moment when he was going to turn on Nicholas when the fucking clinic got damaged. And it was great, and the fight was phenomenal as well. Nicholas was just as badass as he was in the manga, and I liked that we got to hear the internal dialogue today as well, which was a bit more clear than his kind of stuttered speech, which was cool. I was gonna potentially wait and see if they were gonna do that or not, but they did, and it works. Outside of that, the information given on tags and the apprehensiveness with Nina has, and like her emotions towards Nicholas, and how she's trying to explain that Nick isn't really like a bad guy, and he's not. There's just a complication to them, and that's all going to be fleshed out much more as things progress onward. And also, I really liked the blank piece of paper. The symbolism behind that isn't directly given to you, but you can kind of theorize while you can, and the more we kind of tread down in the series, the clearer that will become. So just wait on that if that's kind of boggling your mind a bit, but it shouldn't. You shouldn't tread over it too much. But yeah, I'm also another thing I'm really happy about. So I want to touch on the animation just once more. I've kind of come to the conclusion that it's going to be 90-10 for most episodes. 90% of the show or each episode is going to look phenomenal, especially the fights. And then there's going to be little sprinkles of stuff that doesn't look as great. Like some faraway shots of Nicholas's face kind of bug me a bit. But one thing I do really like is that they go almost frame for frame for a lot of the manga chapters. There's stuff in the fight scenes that some shows kind of take some leeway with because they need to flesh them out more most of the time. But when Nicholas jumped over and we got to see the stomach scar, or when he's holding out the tag scene, which is like one of the fucking most kick-ass panels in GANGSTA, or at least one of the earlier ones that I really like, that translated really well. And I was just super giddy, and I was fucking happy. And I'm really excited for episode 3. There's so much I want to talk about, but there's so much I don't want to spoil. But like I said, I'm really excited for people that haven't read the manga, as well as people that have, because we get to see this fully animated. And I think tomorrow we'll be able to jump back in and see what GANGSTA has for us next. When the next chapter of the manga comes out, I'll be doing a review for that as well. When that will be, who fucking knows? Maybe when the next Berserk chapter comes out, we'll get them both at the same time. If that isn't the biggest fucking joke in the world. But until then, guys, leave your thoughts and comments about the episode. Stick with me before the review comes out and you get more of what you were looking for. But in the meantime, hopefully you're enjoying this, and I'll be sure to catch you guys for the next one. So, see ya.